Okay, so presenting our second presentation for the morning, we have Yao Zhao from Shape Security, giving us a presentation on protecting financial institutions from banking malwares man in the browser attacks. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very happy to present our paper, Protecting Financial Institutions from Banking Malwares Made in the Browser Attack. This work is done with my co-worker, Xinan Wang, and me, Yao Zhao. We are from Shape Security. In this talk, I will first talk about the motivation and the background, and then I will describe some of the existing approaches. And then I will give the details of the HoneyWeb system. That's our main proposal for this paper. And then I will give a live demo to show what it really looks like for this protection. And then I will give a conclusion. So this online banking right now is very popular actually for many years, and it makes it very convenient for us. Every month I do online banking, pay my bills, and also do mobile deposit on the checks. So it's really convenient for users, but also now very convenient for the hackers, because they don't have to hack the database of bankers. They don't have to compromise the servers. But they just need to compromise the end users' machines, like computers, laptops, and then they can steal your banking account. And here I listed 3 of the common attacks they may do. The first one is hello? Okay. The first one is credential stealing. So that's they steal your password, username. Originally, people use like a keylogger. They can log everything you type. Now they have upgraded to something called a form grabber, because keylogger is more noisy. You get lots of keystrokes, may not for the username and password, or you have to handle like deletion, moving the cursor, etc. But with the form grabber, it just needed to intercept the HTTP post messages before they are encrypted. Now you have the username there and the password there, all in plain text with well-structured format. The other attack is the man in the browser attack, which is the focus of this presentation. So besides passively steal your username and password, the attackers can simply inject something into the website after they compromise the machine as well as the browser. So they may inject something to ask you to type your social security number or PIN number. To the end user, this looks like a real thing because it's in HTTPS. It has the right certificate from the bank, and everything looks good except that they now ask a little bit more information. The third one is called the automatic transaction system. This one is even more powerful. They can just inject scripts to transfer your money from your bank accounts to the mules. Then the mules will transfer your money, maybe to international or to withdraw the money. And the very sophisticated attack even try to hide the malicious transactions they made. So when the user log into the web page, they still see their accounts are normal. There is no suspicious transaction. Those transactions are also hidden or removed when the page is shown to the user. So based on this, the State of Financial Trojan report of 2013 from Symantec, we can see that some of the very popular bots or malicious Trojans, they have compromised more than even 2 million machines. So the notorious one is the Z-bot, which also called a Zeus bot. This one is public available, and also you can make customization on the software. So here is the example of how Zeus configured to do the web injection into a particular web page. So the Zeus bot uses this plain text configuration, but of course when they deliver the software, this may be encrypted, and it makes it harder for the security software to find them out. But after they decode it, this plain text looks very simple. So the first line, set URL, which specifies which web page you want to target. For example, this is Bank of Example. Maybe it could be Bank of America or Wells Fargo. And then the second line says data before. Behind that, it has a string which can be a regular expression. So you can, basically the configuration says match the string in the third line. So, and then inject the string in the sixth line. So that's the data inject part. So once the bot just resides inside the browser, and if it goes to other page, it doesn't active. But if it goes to the Bank of Example and they find that they match the line name equal to password, then they inject the line to ask for your social security number. So that's the line 6. And they can also do the match for the data after, but here they just don't need. So with given such simple configuration, you can make the injection for one particular bank. They generally generate thousands of these different configurations so that you can target thousands of the institutions. So as Symantec mentioned, there are more than 1,400 institutions was suffering this attack in 880 countries. So there are already some existing approaches to detect or to prevent this attack. For example, one is the web page integrity check. Web Tripwire from University of Washington, they basically will check the hash value of the page before they served to the browser and after they served. Then they can find the difference. However, as shown by TrustWave in RSA 2014 conference, they give a very simple demo just using the configuration as I presented in the previous slide. So this slide, they just make a little bit of modification so they can remove the injected scripts by Tripwire. Then, the scripts are removed, so the Tripwire solution will not work in that case. The second approach here is the web injection fingerprint extraction. So there's a work called Zarasastra by Google. They basically do the DOM inspection. They will, using their own browser, instrumented browser, to measure what's the DOM in the normal scenario without malicious malwares. And then they will compare the collected data with the DOM of the inside the real browser of the end user. So if they find any difference, then they can know there are some modification of the DOM. But this one seems to be very complex because they have lots of legitimate DOM injection happening. For example, some injection from ads, or maybe even from ad block, or some change due to the cookie or due to the A/B testing by the web server itself. So potentially it may cause some of the false positive, and they have to eliminate all these legitimate DOM changes. And the third one here listed is web page obfuscation. In the ISA 2014 presentation by the Trust Wave, they presented that this is an arms race. Basically, they use the obfuscation ideas from the exploiter, from the hacker, which used to hide their exploit tools from the security softwares. Then they borrow that idea and apply to the web page. So the web page now is obfuscated, and then the bot, like a Zeus bot, cannot find the right place to inject the content. And then they also show that maybe the Zeus bot can further apply the deobfuscation approaches to deobfuscate the HTML page and then find out the nice place to inject. Then they say, now we can use the deobfuscation techniques applied on the security software to find the exploit tools that they use to hide their tool. So basically, the main idea is I can borrow our adversary's techniques against our adversary, but in different scenarios. That's a very interesting idea. So in this paper, we propose the HoneyWeb system. It combines three very simple or actually existing ideas. One is the obfuscation. So with obfuscation, we have the ability to stop the malware to inject content to the place they want. However, if you just stop them, they just, the Trojan just fail silently. In that case, you cannot do detection. You don't know whether your customer's machine is compromised or not. You just know they may not work. But still, it's nice for you to know that the account may be compromised. You can notify your users to change the password. The second idea here we use is the HoneyNet. So that one is to fix the problem of obfuscation that it couldn't detect the Trojan. So basically, we will inject something to attract the Trojan to inject things there. That combined with the obfuscation, so both have the prevention as well as detection functions. So the third one is an integrity monitoring technique. But now this one is much simpler than the previous work. We don't have to handle those complexities such as like ads or DOM or the cookie stuff, because we only need to monitor the honey object we injected into the web page. We don't need to monitor the whole page. So this plot shows our architecture. It's very simple. Basically, HoneyWeb works as a simple reverse proxy, which is close to the web server side. And when the original web page goes through the HoneyWeb system, we will obfuscate the page and inject the decoy objects to attract the attacker. And also, we have a feedback loop so that to alert us about the detection results. So here's the modules that we have, basically according to the three ideas. The input of the system is the form, so listed here. After the form goes through the HoneyWeb, first we will have the obfuscated form, which prevent them to inject things. And also, we will have the honey object injection module to add the honey object to invite them to inject things. And then the last one is we inject the detections JavaScript, which to detect the change of the honey object. So let me go through them one by one. So first, obfuscation. This is a kind of a simple, HTML code which is quite easy to read. From here, label, you see it's the password. Ask people to provide a password. And then this is the input box. So that's where you type in your password. But after obfuscation, we make it really hard to read. Basically, every line now becomes a JavaScript code, which doesn't. In this case, we don't use the the popular approach, such as to make the text into hex mode or into any binary code or using eval or something. So we basically create lots of JavaScript functions to manipulate those scripts. In generally, eventually we will do document write, but there are lots of string operations so that to make the code hard to read and also hard to pass by the attackers. Meanwhile, when we do this obfuscation, actually every time you will see different JavaScript code. So this is not just one-time obfuscation or static obfuscation. It's a dynamic one. So every time when you refresh the page, you will see different obfuscated code. The honey object, that's we call it decoy content to attract the Trojan. For example, on the left side, this is the form which you use to type your username password. As we already obfuscated them, so in the in the web content, you will not see this nice form. But meanwhile, in this example, we just duplicated this content and put it into HTML comments. So this could handle the existing bot, which just use regular expression to find the content they want to match and then inject into the form. We have other approach to achieve the same goal, and some of them may even handle the more complex ways, such as if the bot hack into the DOM tree and try to, using the JavaScript to find the DOM element and inject something inside the DOM. So that could be more advanced approaches. So like in this example, basically the input box password is what the bot is looking for to inject things behind. Then we will put it into a hidden field here so that this one does exist in the DOM, but it's just not visible to the real user. And when the Trojan injects something behind this, they also inject things inside this invisible div. Basically, still human doesn't see it, and then human will not be will not really type in any social security number or PIN number. Here, a little bit trick is that because ID is supposed to be unique in the HTML DOM tree. Otherwise, if you have two elements, remember we have another obfuscated copy. So if we have two copies with the same ID called password, then the JavaScript code may not work properly because they don't know which element to find. That's why we have another script behind the honey object, which just to change the ID of the password. So that's one rule to bypass the ID conflict issue. There are many other ways we don't present here. For example, you can put the stuff into an invisible iframe or something. So I think many other approaches can be implemented here. The last component is the monitoring part. And this one actually becomes quite simple now because the honey object, which is the content we injected, it's not supposed to be changed by any legitimate script or other code. Therefore, we can just do a very simple integrity check on the Honey object so that if it's changed, it's definitely caused by the malicious stuff. So this will not have false positive inside it. Okay, now I will go to the demo. Okay, it works. So let's say if we go to Salesforce. This is the original Salesforce login page. So I choose it doesn't mean it has vulnerability. It's good. It's just because I like its interface. It looks very good. And then this browser is a mimic of the compromised browser, which has the malware to change the content. So if I go to Salesforce, then when the page is show up, they will inject this request of the social security number. And if we look at the certificate or anything, it all looks normal. There's no warning of the security certificate problem, and they can inject the SSN input box with crafted HTML code so that this one really looks like the same style as the Salesforce one. So it's really hard to say this is a fake one, unless you say, well, SSN is not required to log in. Then we have here's a proxy extension so that it can ask all the traffic of this browser to go through my own proxy. This proxy is actually our implementation of the HoneyWeb. So basically, you see it's here. It's just the sum of the outprints. If you go to any, I just click here. Oh, you didn't see the up part. Let me move it down. So this is the button. So if I click here to enable the proxy, then every traffic will go through my proxy. Okay, move it a little bit up. So now let me open login Salesforce again. So first, the SSN part is not injected into where it's supposed to be injected. Actually, it's injected into our Honey object, and this pop-up window is actually popped up by our monitoring script. In the demo case, I just pop up to the client. Maybe for the real usage, it can send the alert back to the bank silently, because this pop-up also looks phishing to end user at all. So let's see what happened behind the scene. Let me go to the source code. This is the DOM tree. Basically, if you look at DOM tree, they are just as normal. So there is a password for the DOM tree. But if we look at first the source code, I always need to refresh to get the real source code here. Okay. So this is a source code. Let me format it. Okay. Now it looks good. So scroll down, scroll down. So all this content are, obfuscated, and you don't see like the normal form stuff, like input box, form, all becomes this different script. We make it, we can control which part you want to obfuscate. It could obfuscate the form or could obfuscate a label or all the labels. So let's see where is the honey object. So this is actually the honey object. In this configuration, I make the bot to just search this one, search this string, and inject something before this one to generate this SSM request box, input box. So the honey object is put in the somewhere in the HTML code, like here, so that the SSM is injected here. Then when our script detect it, just show up this block. So in this example, you can see the monitoring code. I should make it up a little bit. So the monitoring code here is very, very simple, just a couple of lines. First, it get the invisible honey object, and then check how many child node it has. Originally, it has only 2. Now it becomes 3 because the Trojan injects something. Then, if it's larger than 2, I just pop up the alerting window. But of course, you can change it to send the alert back to the bank servers. Okay, that's the demo. So, okay. Yeah, I will give a short summary and conclusion. So we propose this HoneyWeb. The goal is to both prevent and detect the man-in-the-browser attack. And we implemented it as a reverse proxy, which will transform the web page by injecting obfuscated content and the honey content, as well as the monitoring scripts. The 3 components, as I talked a lot of time, are obfuscation, honey object, and monitoring. That's it. So I'm happy to take any questions.